Good morning, YouTube. This is Johnny. Thought I'd make a little video, a little one. It is a Friday morning here in West Michigan. It is August the 24th. It is 8:49 in the morning. It's kind of morning. I wake up and it feels like the end of summer, the beginning of fall. And it just seems like summer just began and now summer's coming to an end. This video is, like I said, it's going to be short. I've come to a point, and I've mentioned this in past videos, I've reached the point of saturation. I sense within myself I'm just sick of everything. It's kind of like I just sick of everything. So like I said, my wife is off. She was off last night. She's off tonight. This morning she went off with her old girlfriends from nursing school, because every year my wife gets together with three other of her old girlfriends who are all, well, they're retired. Carol's the only one that's not retired, nurses, and they go on a trip. Well, this year they're going to New Mexico. So they are meeting this morning to plan out their trip for next month. I've made videos in the last 3 years. My wife has gone either with her old girlfriends, where she goes and visits one of our children, and I stay home and I talk to myself or I make videos about my life, which, like as I said, my life is very constricted. It's living within this house and waiting out my days, writing in my diary. This morning I'm on page 685 in the year 2018. We're coming to the end of August, going into September. And yeah, life just keeps flowing by. So like I said, I'm sick of everything. To read anything is is very difficult, because I can't get anything else into my brain. So I'm kind of like just feeling sick, saturated, stuffed, gorged. But I was downstairs in the lower level putting away the books into their different stacks. And I mentioned I found at a thrift store the other day, the Freud Reader, edited by Peter Gay. And I dug out his biography of Freud, A Life for Our Time by Peter Gay. Peter Gay he's really interesting. He's written a ton of books. I collect his writings. It's just, but if you read his writings, he's heavily influenced by Freud, which is very. When I say that, I'm kind of being kind of vague what that means. But it's like here you have the books by Peter Gay, The Bourgeoisie Experience, Victoria to Freud. That's a series. Education of the Senses, 1984. The Tender Passion, 1986. The Cultivation of Hatred, 1993. The Naked Heart, 1995. The Pleasure Wars, 1998. Then he has Reading Freud, Exploration as Entertainments, 1990. Freud, A Life of Our Time, 1988. A Godless Jew, Freud, Atheism and the Making of Psychoanalysis, 1987. Freud for Historians, 1985. Freud, Jews and Other Germans, Masters and Victims of Modernist Culture, 1978, and then it just goes on and on. He has books on the Enlightenment, The Bridge of Criticism, Dialogues on the Enlightenment, 1970, Enlightenment and Interpretation, Volume 2, The Science of Freedom, 1969, Weimar, Culture and the Outside as an Insider, 1968, The Enlightenment and Interpretation, Volume 1, The Rise of Modern Paganism. It just goes on and on. So he's, so I wanted, when I find a book by, I have a lot of Peter Gay books, so I put these together this morning. I took a ton of books downstairs in the lower level off my reading table there in the dining room. Not the dining room, the living room. I'm sitting in the dining room right now making this video, feeling saturated, gorged, and just not feeling too well. The other day I got out of a thrift store this Life of Saint Teresa of Avila by herself. She wrote a little autobiography of her life, and this is written in, well, Saint Teresa was born in Avila in 1515. I have her collected works in my main study. I just been looking at this because I don't know what else to do. I'm kind of sick. I've had on my mind a novel that I was reading maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, and I dug it out. It's a kind of novel, it has no plot, it has really no characters, it has no purpose. It's just a bunch of verbalage, language, and it's called Pinkerton Sister by Peter Rushforth. So I've been reading, trying to finish this. It's kind of just this big, huge, the main character, her name is Alice Pinkerton. It says here in the back, for Alice Pinkerton, trapped in a suffocating life of convention and party chatter in 1903 New York society is enough to make a woman mad, or at least make her a mad woman in the attic. So Alice escapes through the looking glass of literature, finding companionship and inspiration in Shakespeare, Oscar Wilde, Hawthorne, Stevenson, Poe, Austen, and the rest of the literary pantheon of her day. Like a character from one of her favorite novels, Alice holds a biting, eccentric view of life, seeing beyond the limitations of her circumstances to create a fascinating portrait of her society. Heartbreaking and wildly funny, intelligent and dazzling in its range, Pinkerton Sister is a true celebration of the imagination and a memorizing example of the saving power of fiction. Most of all, it is the quintessential novel for readers. So I just picked this up because it's been on my mind. Every time I go down the lower level, I think about it. So I've been trying to finish it. I've read 416 pages. It is 725 pages. So I've been reading these two things in the state of my feeling sick, nausea about everything, wandering the howling wasteland, floating and drifting and intermingling with the living dead, vampires, ghosts, monsters, the absurdity of American life and the air of Trumpism, President Trump. So yeah, so just like I said, it's a Friday, and on Fridays I volunteer at our local library used bookstore. I really don't want to go. I don't know, there's nowhere to go when you feel sick. You just gotta wait it out, pray for grace, and just keep going. You know, I've been going through life for 66 years, and I know you have your ups and downs. You have those times when you just want to vomit, and you just wait it out. you pray, read some Spanish mysticism, read about Freud, maybe something in here, I don't know. Anyway, existence just keeps speeding by, so I thought I'd just check in, tell you where I'm at, what's going on. It's Friday reads. I don't know what I'm going to read in my state of sick of everything. So I'll sign off. I'll leave for the Book Nook around 9:45. It is 9 o'clock in the morning here in West Michigan on a Friday. So I'll sign off. Thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you for the comments. And I'll download this or reload this. And until next time, bye.